in the county this weekend as Ironman returns. It's the 2.3 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and then after all that, a marathon, 26.2 miles to finish. If you're going to be doing it, good luck. If you want to let us know, you can leave us a message, or if there's anyone that we should say good luck to, leave us a message right now on the Facebook page. All starts on Sunday at 7:30, and the last finisher is set to be finished by 1 a.m. In the early hours of Monday morning. Fraser, we've always said this. Have you ever fancied doing an Ironman?
It hasn't caught my. I mean, I have to. The events of work there have been fantastic, and it does inspire you, and it does make you certainly think about it. In terms of, I love the running side of it, not so much the cycling and the swimming. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I certainly have thought about it, but having the time to dedicate the training to it hasn't been so easy. But I do admire anyone who does do it, certainly.
And that's it, isn't it? It is the time, and you're right. For me, the swimming is the issue. Although, Gordon, do you remember when we had Mark Edwards in the studio?
Yeah, 100%.
He told us
he couldn't even swim.
I know.
Yeah, he learned to swim.
There are so many stories that you heard from working there over the years, and just people who were just in Eddie's place who had rocked up just to watch the event. Just to simply watch it. Never done barely a length of the pool or a lap of a track in their lives. But get that inspired that a year later they do it. It's amazing, really, the effect it has people.
Yeah, I think 14 years now of Ironman Wales in the county as well. I'm pretty sure 2010 was the first year, because I remember covering it and broadcasting from it as well. And as you say, Fraser, like you walk around interviewing people, and it's a truly worldwide event as well, isn't it? People come from all over the place to do it, because the reputation for Ironman Wales has grown and grown. It's a challenging route, isn't it, in Pembrokeshire?
Oh, absolutely. The hills make it so, certainly with the cycling, and it stood the test of time. I have to say that. You think that many years in one venue, it might get stale, and it hasn't. It brings out huge crowds. It massively boosts the Pembrokeshire economy, and it still seems to have the same buzz, the same interest, and the same clamour to enter every single year. And that's no mean feat. And I think, it's almost one of those situations, if it isn't broken, why fix it? And it hasn't felt repetitive at all. It being in Tenby every year is a special occasion, whatever the weather. There's noise. You've mentioned the 7:30 start. There were people who gather in those car parks from 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, some even earlier, just to get good vantage points.
Going back to 2010, I can remember it being announced that they were going to have this Ironman, and we thought, God, is that going to last? And it was like a trial thing for a few years to see how it went. But it's just grown, as Fraser just said there. It's a massive event now, and we said it before. It's the local people that have got him. They've got involved in it. It was top athletes in the beginning. Now we got loads of stories where people have just started out, try and do it. Mark Edwards couldn't swim. He's learned to. He can't stop doing Ironmans now, can he?
Some addiction, isn't it?
I couldn't get him to run around the park when he was a kid.
And I think one of the most amazing ones I saw is a rugby player Gordon will be familiar with, I think, Richard Webster, flanker, who had a physical problem in later life and actually did it on crutches. The run on crutches, the 26.2 miles, crept himself along, as well as being obviously hindered in the swim and the bike. Incredible effort.
There's another, the boy Arnold, Paul Arnold.
Yeah, every year. Every single
I met him down Broadhaven a few years back. I was trying to get him to play for Hartford West. He ended up playing for Swansea in Wales. And then the next thing I know, he's doing a marathon every time. Incredible.
Yeah, and there'll be loads of stories to come out of Sunday. There's no doubt about it. And you're right, it's such an established event on the Pembrokeshire calendar, isn't it? It does do so much to the economy in the county. And there is a post on the Facebook page. I'm sure we will repost this as well as the weekend approaches, just about access and the like. And I know it does cause disruption, but the county has embraced it now. The A40 and A477 will stay open and unaffected throughout the event. Of course, emergency services get full access now as well. You can read more about that on the Facebook page. There's also Iron Kids, which is always really popular as well. That's happening in Tenby Town Centre on Saturday, so there will be a great buzz around if you're going to be heading along. Let's just mention a couple of other local events that are going on. I think we had one just come up on the screen actually from John, who said the Saundersfoot Sprint Try will be happening on Friday night
Yeah,
as well.
that's worked out well, actually. That was set up as almost part of the weekend to build up into Ironman. Separate company, but I think that was the idea of the event, because obviously so many people are in Pembrokeshire, and people who may not be competing actually do compete in that. So that's actually formed quite an integral part of the weekend. It's one of the sprint tries.
So will we see some Ironman athletes use that as a warm-up then?
I'd like to think not, but I think you have a lot of people who are down watching Ironman who will take part in that instead.
Yeah, okay, so good luck with that. That's going to be good on Friday. The Dale 10K, that's next weekend.
Yeah, Sunday 29th, Pembrokeshire, half marathon and then 10K events in Dale. Big hill on that one, up to the old lighthouse and back, but that's always a good day as well. So I think it'll be a good turnout for that too.
Did you get your entry in for that one, Fraser?
I did. They do know who I am there. Little friend Dave Aston's run some great events, so yeah, luckily I'll be at that one all being well.
Yeah, okay, well I'm down in a couple of weeks actually, so I'm thinking either the Haverfordwest Park run, or I love the Colby Gardens one, so that could be one to have a look at.
That would be more challenging than the Colby one for you.
I've done the Colby one. The Colby one's a brilliant venue, actually.
Yeah,
it's really good. Or Milford Waterfront, maybe. That's meant to be quite good too.
Yeah.
It's meant to be quite good.
Yeah.
Back onto the football pitch. Tony Pennant got Manager of the Month, didn't he, for the first month of the season? They call that a curse, Gordon, sometimes. And obviously had the narrow defeat against TNS. But I think he'll be disappointed with the 1-0 defeat against Flint at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Haverfordwest, in the position they were, I know they lost to TNS last week. They would have expected to win that game. They definitely would have. Having seen the highlights, Haverfordwest did control long periods of that game. The goal they conceded was a little bit soft, to say the least. I won't name anybody. Somebody got dispossessed on the touchline. The guy ran down the line, flicked it inside to the penalty area, and Ben Hughes side-footed it in. Haverfordwest, Corey Shepherd had a good chance where he chipped the advancing keeper but didn't have enough pace on the ball, so it was cleared off the line. And right at the end, the same player, Shepherd, had a shot from about 30 yards that rattled the crossbar. It was just one of those days, unfortunately. It didn't go their way. But they're going to have to quickly bounce back. They got Pennybont tomorrow night in the Nathaniel MG Cup. That's a tough game. And then they play Aberystwyth in Carmarthen, 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday evening. That's a must-win game now for them, I think.
Yeah, two big games, and they've got coverage tomorrow on the Bluebirds' Nest of that Pennybont game as well. I think Rob Edwards, the chairman, is doing co-commentary on that one, so have a look at that to follow the Bluebirds with Ryan, absolutely. But yeah, a busy couple of days to come. Games on Tuesday and Friday. A win for Swansea at the weekend, Fraser, against Norwich. That a decent 3 points. That
a much needed one, Ben. Been some concerning noises in the last couple of weeks again about certain players out of contract who are yet to negotiate one. I'm pretty clear there's no money there for transfers, and after the League Cup exit and the defeat the following week, it was just looking a little precarious. But that win, albeit from an early own goal, was a big boost. And 3 more points, and now actually up to 11th, whilst Cardiff sit rock bottom of the table on 1 point. Unfortunately, they got that point against us, which was more and more embarrassing by the week. But,
trying to help your Welsh club out, let's be honest. Give them a point, right?
Not that lot. So yeah, it's not looking too bad.
Gordon, win for Man United. I was following that game. I was away this weekend.
Shocked about that, mate.
Yeah, well, if you can't win at Southampton, I think you're in a bit of trouble.
We've done it many times, not won at Southampton, so that was a good win for us.
Yeah.
Early, they should have scored a penalty in the beginning as well. But yeah, it's nice to get back to winning ways. But football's fickle, isn't it? You know, we lost, well beaten by Liverpool last week, and unfortunately, Liverpool lost this week at home against Nottingham Forest. It just shows that, any team on the day can beat any side in that league, and that's what makes it great, to be honest with you. And it's no surprise with Spurs losing against their old enemies, Arsenal. I mean, at the end of the day, they go in for the title. Spurs are a bit like Man United. They're a mid-table sort of side.
It is looking that way, isn't it? I just wish Craig Bellamy did a great job on international duty. If he could just teach Brennan Johnson to deliver his final ball a bit better, I think things might be a bit improved. He's in great areas, just needs that end product, I think. But yeah, I thought we were disappointing in the second half.
Fraser, we're playing you in a few weeks' time, I think.
I know it's the Stone Thomas derby, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. I'm looking forward to that. Fraser, I know, just to finish, I know you love the romance of the Wrexham story. Have you seen who's in the crowd today for their game? They're drawing with Birmingham. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, Tom Brady, who's the owner of Birmingham, minority owner, David Beckham. They're all watching that game. It's 1-1 in League One at half time. I'm not sure.
Fantastic publicity stunt. I'll go home and watch none of it now. On a happiest note, I do want to give a shout out to Jack Harris, actually. Jack, Pembroke cricket captain. He was one of the ones I mentioned who was enjoying himself at Sophia Gardens, not on squash either, but from what I could see. And then when I won the Tenby Scratch Cup on the weekend in the golf.
Well done,
Jack, I can only assume that was a Sunday morning competition and not a Saturday one. That's all I can
say. That's some warm-up. All right, we are out of time. Thank you very much, guys. Thoroughly enjoyed it this evening. The 2-hour takeover with Danny, Steve and Dan. Their theme tonight is Songs with Colours. Stand by, they've got some great songs coming up after 9 o'clock on Pure West. Good night from us.